Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Today, they were eliminated last night from Celebrity Apprentice. Now, you won't believe what Terrell Owens and Jamie Anderson have to say about their fellow castmates. Plus, from the hit comedy The Middle, Patricia Heaton is here with some surprising thoughts about the Golden Globes. And we've got you covered with all the latest hot topics. Now, here's Wendy.
Thank you for watching. Say hello to my co-host, my studio audience. Fantastic. How you doing? Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Well, I asked my co-host how you doing, but apparently they didn't hear, so we'll try it again. How you doing? How you doing? There we go. So, did you see Kathy Griffin make her debut on Fashion Police last night? Well, I have to say, they were covering the Golden Globes for, Fashion Police. And, remember, we talked about this. It's no longer going to be a weekly show on E! They're only going to do it after big award shows. So this is award season. We'll be seeing a lot of Fashion Police. Kathy was sitting in the Joan chair, which doesn't mean she was trying to be Joan-like. The pressure and the internet is exploding. People were disappointed. There are people on this staff that were disappointed. Kathy, I know... All right, take a look at this, and then I'll continue to talk. Go.
This is what I'm looking for. I am looking for the inappropriate dress that is high fashion, and she might be on everybody's worst dress list, but like Vogue will love it, right? I love that it looked like something out of Silence of the Lambs. There were butterflies everywhere, little Bo Peep thrown in. It looked like somebody's doily, and yet that's what I want on the red carpet. I just thought it was a riot, and it made me laugh out loud in all the wrong places. Bring it! Loved it.
So, clap if you watched Fashion Police last night. Clap if you were disappointed in Kathy's performance. Clap it like you mean it, sir. I must tell you, the internet is abuzz. People are disappointed. There are people here on the Wendy staff that were disappointed. I was slightly disappointed, but I know Kathy can do better. Somebody told Kathy to hold back. So maybe, in my head, you know what I'm saying? This is her first time doing the Fashion Police. I think somebody might have told her to hold back. Then it didn't help that I sensed a lot of shade from Juliana and Kelly. They were almost like the mean girls. Like Kathy, you might not have seen this, but I was watching the TV, and so was Norman, and so was Jason, and so was Emily, and so was all the Hot Topics. And we agree, right? There was a little shade coming from Juliana and Kelly. I don't know why they were shading you, Kathy, because really, you're not there to take over their jobs. I like Juliana in the Barbara Walters position. You know what I'm saying? Like, Juliana seems to lead it and go to commercial break. Well, she's senior over there at E! And why shouldn't she? Plus, she's competing with Maria Menounos, who's over at E! trying to take over, too. So, Juliana, I liked you in that seat. I still say you could use a sandwich, though. With full fat everything. Anyway, yes, they were like mean girling you, Kathy. And Kathy, it seemed like you just went out there and winged it, which is what like most people do. But because we know you for being Kathy, like the girl to watch, I wanted you to like get yourself a joke book, because this is what Joan used to do. Joan would write down her jokes, and so she would, Joan wasn't funny off the top of her head, like funny, I mean, she was funny, like she was out funnier she was funnier than most of us off the top of her head. But to get the Joan Rivers stank on it, Joan would write her jokes down and rehearse them. So, yes! I mean, that's no secret, you know? So, you know, Kathy, maybe like get yourself a joke book, and we're gonna see you in 2 weeks, because I know the SAG Awards are coming on TV, and Juliana and Kelly, try to control your shade, because it's the four of you together. And this little guy over here, I forgot his name, but Brad, he used to be Rachel Zoe, who also needs a sandwich. The designer Rachel Zoe. That was Rachel Zoe's assistant, so he was there. He wasn't exactly a Katsiopolis, but he'll do, you know? But you can't, everybody, when you watch Kathy next time, please stop trying to compare her to Joan. She's a comedian, and Joan is a comedian. You know, I adore Kathy. Kathy's a comedian. I adored Joan. Joan is a comedian. But if we continue to compare her, she's not gonna be able to grow as Kathy. It's like when I got this talk show, people were asking me constantly, are you going to be the next Oprah? No, I'm Oprah. Like, you know, like, why are you comparing me to Oprah? Because I'm black and I got a talk show? Clearly, we are two different women cut from two different cloths, and there's room for both of us in this world. People don't come here to look under their seats for keys to a car. Now, you might get yourself a flat iron and a blender. Oh, two huge celebrities are secretly dating. Maybe. It's time, no, we created a category. It's time for our very first, who you doing? Who you doing? Okay. With doing at the end, when you put doing at the end of anything, it just becomes a scene, you know? Like, who you doing? What you doing? All right, so anyway, Leonardo DiCaprio and Rihanna. Listen, calm down. Apparently, they got really close over New Year's in St. Bart. And then they were seen getting very cozy at the Playboy Mansion. I don't know how you get cozy at the Playboy Mansion. I went to the, no. I went to the Playboy Mansion once. This was many, many years ago. I had this little show called Wendy Williams is on Fire on VH1. So, oh, thank you. And so, you know, the TV cameras were in the studio when I was doing my radio show. If you look on YouTube, it's probably there. But then we'd also take the cameras and we'd go on like excursions. So one of the excursions was to go to the Playboy Mansion. Well, it was popping that night, you know. Everybody was scantily clad. Hef was walking around in that robe. But I could not bring myself like to eat the past hors d'oeuvres, because all I'm thinking about are like all the. You know what I'm saying? Like all the spunk. And then we went to the grotto, but I didn't get in. I just wanted to see it. And it was all steamy and slippery back there. Well, then we got thrown out. Quick story, then I'm gonna get back to Leonardo and Rihanna. So, you know, I'm being Wendy in there. Like I'm talking to you right now, like, ew, it's dirty. It's dirty. And I think I made a comment about one of Hef's lead girls, but I was talking to my husband. But you know, I talk loud, especially after a few drinks. So, I'm like, you know, I said something about the girl, and then I said, and where's Hef with that musty robe? I didn't mean it. Just sometimes men of a particular age have a little must to them. Well, I was overheard by security, who were his security's equally as old as him. Like, I don't think they could fight on account of arthritis, and they definitely can't run. But they might be like sharpshooters or something, I don't know. Anyway, they kicked me, my husband, the camera crew out upon hearing my big loud mouth. We literally were sitting on the curb waiting for the car to loop around to come get us. Anyway, so back to Rihanna and Leo. Apparently they were seen getting really, really close at the Playboy Mansion. Listen, everybody calm down. This is not a relationship. This is a little something, something. She's 26 years old. Remember how when you were 26 years old, a little something, something? Oh, am I the only one that's lived? Really? Listen, he's 40 years old, she's 26. She's not bringing him home to her Bayesian family. This is not a keeper, you know what I'm saying? And he's not bringing her home to Mr. and Mrs. DiCaprio. Although if you married their names, they would be, what did we say it would be? If you married their names? Oh, Leonardo. Listen, you know, we were talking the other day about Leo, and I was saying that, you know, him catting around, like him dipping it and doing it with so many women is getting a little bit old because he's 40 years old now, and I'm not saying 40 is old, but all I'm saying is he's been famous since Growing Pains and before. So this thing with having 20 women at a time and, you know, constant, you know, every time you open a magazine, you see him doing the Playboy thing, you know? Even when George Clooney was single, you didn't see him really Playboying. It was just kind of implied, you know, that he does it. And I think that's a classier way of doing it. You know, I'm sure that the Wolf is having the time of his life here. But somewhere around 35, 37 years old, this is supposed to get a little bit old. I'm not saying he's supposed to get married. Marriage is not for everyone, but just the whole 22-year-old frat boy approach to the opposite sex is kind of corny. And I like to see Rihanna in those circles, though. You know, it's nice that she can go from, you know, like the music industry circles to the acting circles and whatnot. You know, she's living a pretty cool life right now for a 26-year-old. Yeah. Just don't get pregnant, because babies will put a stop to that. Okay, reportedly, and this is big, come close. Reportedly, the Real Housewives of New Jersey is being canned. Until Teresa gets out of prison. No, this is the best decision ever. Over at Bravo, the network's execs are apparently think that the show would be a bore without Teresa. Well, I concur. Now, let me just tell you why. First of all, the cast is now highly insulted because by not rolling tape, that means that they're boring without Teresa? Yes, you are. And then the cast is upset because they're like, well, wait a minute. We have to wait for paychecks for Teresa to finish jail? So it's like they're all in jail together. I mean, if you think about it. But I'll just run you down the line why I think this is a great idea. First of all, Teresa gives everything. She gives full family, she gives baddie, she gives criminal, you know, she gives good hair, you know what I'm saying? And new words, like she says sandwich instead of sandwich, you know? I don't know these twins, I'm sure they're lovely, but I don't care to know them. So I've been checked out, okay? Melissa and Joe, they're so cute that unfortunately, it's too cute. You know what I mean? I don't want the demise of another family. I prefer for them to just get off the show in general, you know? But, Dina, you showed us who you were the first time when you left the show. Don't come back and try to be the baddest bee, because that's not you. And this girl over here looked perfectly lovely, I'm sure. I don't know her name, and I don't care. So that's just me. That's just me, and I'm from Jersey. You know, and I like a Jersey housewife marathon because when they pass stuff, I say, oh, I was just at that store yesterday. Or hey, I need to try that restaurant. The food looks really good, or something. But no, I think that this is terrific. You save the budget, you let those cameras roll as soon as the gates open up and Teresa comes out of jail. And no, I don't want to see Joe on the show without Teresa. He could barely be bothered anyway. Joe wants to go to the other room and drink wine. Do you know what I'm saying? And furthermore, and the kids are cute. All the kids are cute. The Gorgas kids are cute. These kids are cute. But to me, kids don't make the show. There's something that you glimpse at before you go brush your teeth. Like, I don't really care when the kids come in the room. I don't even care about the Manzo kids, and they're adults. Like, I don't care about the kids. So, and Bravo, while you're at it, I could tolerate if you kept the Gorgas when Teresa comes out, but why don't you fire the rest of them? And we'll just start all new when Teresa gets out. And by the way, I'm teetering on watching the New York Housewives when they come back, and I'll tell you why. Because I keep reading, yeah, that's not the current staff. I mean, cast. Well, now Bethany's back, but that's to me is not a reason to watch. But I've been reading that they're gonna bring Kelly Ben-Simone back to fight Bethany and be airy. Now that would be a reason to watch. And I still and always have adored the Countess Luann de Lesseps. You know, she's reedy and shady in a classy way, you know? I also miss the McCords over in Brooklyn. You know, Alex and her baddie husband, Simon. I miss them. The lady with one leg is not there anymore, right? She's right behind my head? Mm-hmm. Is she on the show?
No, she's
not on the show? See, I don't know those other women, and I don't care to know them, but I do care to see Kelly Ben-Simone fight Bethany. Yeah, I do care about that. Do you know the R&B singer, The Weeknd? Yes. Okay. Well, The Weeknd was arrested over the weekend in Vegas. Okay, 4:42 in the morning. Now you know, nothing good happens after midnight, but really nothing good happens after 3 a.m. Well, The Weeknd, whose real name is Abel, he's from Ethiopia, you know. Yeah, he's a rebel. He quit school one weekend. That's how he got his name. He decided to quit school over the weekend, so he didn't show up Monday, and he left school and left his house and set out to be famous. So it's worked. He's got a lot of hits. If you're not familiar with him, Google him after the show. All right. Well, allegedly, he was in a massive brawl. You know, everybody punching everybody. So the cops broke it up. And they placed The Weeknd over there. And The Weeknd punches the cop in the head, allegedly. Like, who punches somebody in the head? Like, not even the face, the head. And, you know, how tossed do you have to be not to recognize the billy club, the gun, and the cop hat? Although maybe it was an undercover cop, so he was dressed like in regular clothes. I don't know, but The Weeknd, he makes like a lot of romantical music, and he also has that song called Love Me Harder with Ariana Grande. Oh, he's big. He's got songs with Drake, Wiz Khalifa, and French Montana, and he's got this song on the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack that I cannot get out of my head. I'm obsessed. 50 Shades of Grey, Valentine's Day, by the way. Good luck with your legal troubles, The Weeknd. But at least your legal troubles got us talking. Look, your troubles got you on Hot Topics. Welcome, The Weeknd. So, after the Golden Globes, you know, after these golden parties, or these award shows, there's always like a big party, and the A-listers go and they party. Well, the A-listers were shocked by one particular guest at a Golden Globe after party, and that guest was Monica Lewinsky. Yeah, she's 41. Does she look 41 to you? Clap if you think she looks 41. Okay. She's real thin. You know, she lost a lot of weight. Anyway, you want to know who her date was? Alan Cumming. The actor. I love him. Mr. Broadway. I love Alan Cumming. Anyway, so apparently, well, you know, Alan's married, but you know, his husband, I guess, couldn't come to the award show. Alan and Monica have been friends for 16 years, like authentic friends. And so I guess he said, hey, friend, come to the Golden Globe. Walk the red carpet. Let's go to the after parties and have a good time. Well, that's a good look. Look how thin she is now, right? I think that this is a good look for Monica because, I mean, what is she doing at this particular point? She might as well get out and have some fun. The thing is that when you're at the party, who fans out? Do people fan out over Monica or does Monica fan out over people? I don't know. But I can tell you, it cheapens him by association. Like, you can be friends with whoever you want to be friends with. And I know I'm not the only one who does this. Like, there's a friend for every reason. There's certain friends that you don't want to bring out in public. Like, you love them and you adore them, but they're always so disheveled, and that missing tooth has been missing for 5 years. Listen. I'm the last person to call shallow, but I'll be friend. If you're my friend, you're my friend. And I'm the kind of friend, I'm not gonna tell you, girl, you need to get the tooth replaced, or girl, you need to dress for your 50 pounds that you've gained over the last year, or something like that, you know. But that's the kind of, I know I'm not the only. Clap if you have friends for every occasion. See? See? That's all I'm saying. And if I were Alan, it's great that he's friends with her, but she'd be the kind of friend that I'd invite over to the house. Or maybe we would go to a low-key restaurant, you know? Like, we're not going like to the big place where the paparazzi is, because I don't necessarily want to be seen with you because she's infamous. She's infamous and not for a good reason, if you know what I'm saying. And I think you do.